Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday to you. It's time for Project Joy Live. We're a couple minutes late because this is what happens when you have an old friend on the show and you get to talking and you're like, "Oh God, what time is it?" So, without further ado, you guys, it is time for Project Joy Live. Let's do this. Good Monday morning, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well today. It is Monday, February 12th, 2024. We're almost halfway through the month already. It's happening. I'm very excited today because we have a lot of goodness happening on the show today and also on the Breakthrough Show Network this week, which we're going to be talking about coming up here shortly. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, and let's get into the morning brew. It's time. What are you drinking? What's in your mug this morning? I have my Joy mug this week. This is my mug of the week. I'm trying to stay close to this microphone, you guys. You know, I've been having problems with that. This mug was given to me at Christmas time by my fabulous sister and brother-in-law, Aisha and Ken. Thank you so much for my Joy mug. I told her, I said, it's right on brand. Right on brand here. We've got the Joy. This is my it's either second or third Joy mug. I have the Breakthrough Show mug. Y'all saw my Care Bear mug last week, so we have to keep with that Joy theme. Okay. Coming up on the show this morning, we are welcoming back a Breakthrough Show Network alum. Trista Polo is here this morning. She woke up awesome, and I hope that you did too, because we're going to be talking about self-love today and all kinds of things. She's a speaker. She is an entrepreneur. She's an incredible human being, and I can't wait to share her with you if you are new to her and give you some more if you've seen her before. So excited to have her on today. We've also got our Social Joy Spotlight coming on later in the show. Trista brought an incredible video with her this morning that we love that ties into the self-love theme. We've also got birthdays coming up later in the show, as well as what's coming up the rest of the week. We only have 2 episodes of Project Joy Live this week, Monday and Friday. We won't be here for Valentine's Day. Wah, wah, wah. So sad. But we will be back on Friday, so I'll be excited for that. Also, there's somebody here with us this morning. I have no idea who it is, but Facebook user, thank you for being here. We love you so much. Appreciate you. Hope you're having an amazing day. All of that said, without further ado, let's get her on the screen. Everybody, put your virtual hands together for Trista Polo. Look at all those hearts on the screen. She woke up awesome. Welcome back, Trista.
I'm so happy to be here. It is so great to be with you, not just through Facebook streams and other things, but actually together.
Yes. So excited about that. We were talking a little bit about that before the show. You know, social media can really be, deceptive of how much time we're actually spending with people because we're scrolling and we're seeing people all the time. How do you sort of, remind yourself to check in and not just scroll? Are you able to keep up with it? Because I feel like I'm falling short sometimes.
I do my best to interact with other people's stuff, liking, hearting, and commenting. I feel like I can get sucked into the scroll and be like, I love that. I love that. I love that. And then not actually let them know. So I try and remember to let them know. And I'm doing better with that.
Yeah.
What I've been doing lately, as I've been asking people to share my good news, I'm realizing I'm not great at sharing other people's good news. So I've started doing that and just randomly gifting shares of getting the news out about people's stuff that I think is interesting, important, valuable, even if they don't ask me to. So I'm taking more of a concerted effort.
Yeah. It really does take effort. It takes effort. It takes intention. And I think that really shows in our relationships with the depth that we're able to go with people and how we're able to keep in touch. If we take that little bit little bit of time. And it can be challenging when you're like us and in kind of more of a public figure and meeting people all the time. And it's like we have the best intentions to keep up with people. Then it's like 400 people later, you're like, what was her name again? I'm trying. I try. That's all I can do. So listen, I want to introduce you to everybody who's new to you here this morning. So you woke up awesome. Tell everybody just a moment about that phrase and where that comes from.
Well, I didn't always wake up awesome. I had lots of self-worth stuff, as I think a lot of people do. And I learned a lot, but I realized that when I wanted to start putting it out into the world, because I'd learned so much and I'd been through so much, I said, who am I to speak out what I've learned? I'm no authority. Why would anybody listen to me? What kind of contribution can I make? And I literally woke up one morning with this epiphany, like all the things I'd been learning kind of came together and sparked this realization that I'm perfect just as I am. I'm awesome just as I am, with nothing to be fixed or changed. And in that moment, I remember my hair was tousled from sleeping on it. I think I'd forgotten to take off my makeup. So I had a little raccoon eye thing going on. I was in my jammies. I'm like, right now, in this moment, there is nothing about me that needs to be changed to make me perfect. And that's where it started. And it's kind of become my personal movement and my business.
Yeah. And I really have to thank you for that on a personal note, because I think at the time you and I, we've known each other a few years now.
Yeah.
Like it's been a minute.
Yeah.
And I think as a person who I'm so passionate about what I do, and I'm so inspired by, the things that I put out there in the world, but I'm always, because of that, I think sometimes I always feel like I have to do more, put out more, push further, and I'm really hard on myself sometimes and get caught up. I think many of us, raise your hand out there in the audience if you've ever felt like this, if you feel like you your worth is based on your doing rather than your being.
Some days, yes, some days, no. It's a process, right? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So you're enough the way you are. And part of that enoughness, that mattering, that knowing that you did wake up awesome the way you are is self-love. And I'm so excited because part of why you're here today is to talk about your brand new book that is dropping Wednesday.
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day. You're going to be talking about Self-Love Shenanigans. Yeah. I'm so excited about this book. Tell us how it all came about.
Well, it's kind of a weird thing. I started writing a novel a couple of years ago and I got stuck on it. And so I put it down. And then I was talking about I woke up awesome and all the different things. And I thought, self-love really is at the crux, just like you said, it's at the heart of that. And I love RuPaul's saying, if you can't love yourself, how are you going to love anybody else? And that's really true. I really feel like your self-love limits you to how much you can love others. And so you need to love yourself more so you can give the people that you love more.
Right.
And like that. And so it kind of just started as that idea. And I realized I have a lot of knowledge of things that have helped me and worked for me and that have worked for my coaching clients. And I'd love to put it all in one place. And so I created this. It's kind of like a reference manual with activities and journal prompts. And it's got a lot of value packed in because I know that different things work for different people. And I also know it's a journey. It's not a flip switch that you can turn on and off. So it takes a lot of different kind of pieces put together to create that paradigm.
Right. Yes. Jennifer's joining us this morning. She said, I love you, Trista. We are big Trista fans. We love it.
Jennifer's awesome.
She woke up awesome too. Yes. Who else woke up awesome this morning? I want everybody to go to the comments right now. And even if you're on Button Up Business LinkedIn, okay, I want y'all this morning to go to the comments and say, I woke up awesome. Okay, can everybody just do that for me real quick here? Even if you're on the replay, I woke up awesome in the comments. Okay. I want to see it all flooding in this morning. It's interesting with self-love because I feel like there's a lot of different definitions of what that looks like. And
Mhm.
it really bothers me when I'm scrolling through social media, and it always catches my eye when I see this. I see posts like, this is what self-love really is. And we get how in on earth do we get into judgment
Mm.
about how we
Unconditional
love
love.
ourselves? How does that happen, Trista?
Yeah. Well, we're meaning making machines. Have you ever heard that saying? And so, oh, Amy and I went to college together. We love Amy. So we're meaning making machines. We have to put our take, our judgment, our piece on it. And I think we just get into that again. It's a habit. It's a habit.
Yeah. Yeah. So, did you ever have to talk about for yourself what like self-love looked like to you, and how do you approach that idea that self-love looks different to everybody in this book? Cuz I imagine I mean, I could see if I was writing a book about that, I would be like, how do I touch on like all the points? It could have been like a whole 6,000 page book probably.
Believe me, if you've ever written a book, have you written a book, Jessica?
I have,
Yeah.
yeah.
So then you know it's never finished. There's always more you can put in. The book was basically done. I thought, oh my gosh, there's a chapter I forgot. And I had to add a whole new chapter. So I think the book will never be finished. And I just had to set an end date or it would never be in the world. And I really, really wanted it in the world. But I just looked at all the things that have made a difference for me, all the things that make a difference for people I work with and people
Mm,
that I know that have been through the process. And actually, it's funny because there's a lot of my personal story in the
mm,
book. But I realized when I was talking to people that everyone has had moments, even if you're still new to the journey, you've had moments of clarity like, I'm going to choose myself. I'm going to love myself more. I'm going to be kind to myself. And so I actually am asking people to create self-love shenanigans stories. I'm putting together a collection of those stories. And I have a handful so far. I'm asking for more because I think when people can share what made a difference for them, one person, it's that he took himself out for a date. Another person, it's her yoga practice. And another one, it's their meditation practice. Like it's different for everybody what made
right.
that one catalyst difference. And I think that's an important part of the story,
Mm.
that it does look different for everyone. And so that's why the book not just has lots of resources and tips and strategies, but it has activities, it has journal prompts because it is a really personal journey.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Teresa said you can make sequels out of all the extra chapters that you started thinking
So
about.
true. So true,
Good morning,
Teresa.
Teresa. Good to see you
Good
today.
morning.
Jennifer has a question I want to get to really quick. She and I don't know how if we differ on this or not, but we'll find out in a minute. Is it possible to share love with others without truly loving yourself? I love carrying on my son's memory through his memorial daily, but my grief is deep.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on that, Trista?
Yeah. Jennifer, you're on my heart a lot because I know how much you have lost. And I keep you on my heart and always send you love whenever you come to my mind. And I think that grief, which I am not an expert in and I have had experience with and still am processing, I think that it is, again, a very personal journey. But I think you can love yourself and give yourself forgiveness while still grieving. I think grief is such a hard process. And I wonder, where can you find love for yourself inside of your grief? It's a personal journey. So I wouldn't want to say anything. I'm sort of hesitating, like, I don't want to offend. I don't want to upset further. I certainly don't want to judge. But I ask you to give yourself some gentleness
Yeah.
and some
Yeah.
love because anyone who's grieving deserves love for sure, even especially from themselves.
Yeah, 100%. And you're coming to tune in to the Breakthrough Show Network just in time today, Jennifer. We're actually coming back for Beyond 2D tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Eastern time, and our topic for the next 4 episodes is grief. That's
Wonderful.
what we are turning. And I never. There's no coincidences. People
Yeah.
tune in exactly when they need to.
Mhm.
And I used to lead the grief share program at an old church that I went to, and grief is something that I really um, tuned into really hard in my own life as I lost my 24-year-old brother, and my grandparents. Like my grandfather literally was the same week.
Mhm.
And then my grandmother just less than 2 years later, and then have lost friends throughout the years at really tragic sort of circumstances. And what I'll say from my own experience is mimicking a lot of what Trista said about, really giving yourself time and grace to work through the things and the feelings that come up. But I think it's absolutely possible to go back to your original question, Jennifer, to love others without truly loving yourself. The question is, what's the depth that you're able to go? I don't think it's impossible. I think there's a lot of people that say you can't love others without loving yourself. I don't think that that's necessarily true, because I've always loved really hard, even when I didn't really love myself. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think as we deepen, and you could kind of think of it like a seesaw.
Mm,
As we deepen one, then the other one can deepen as well.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a personal journey, whether we're talking about self-love or grief or any of these topics, and or shenanigans. I wanted to ask you really quickly about, why did you, I mean, I know your personality, so I think I know why you tapped into that word a little bit, but tell everybody why you chose shenanigans for the title of your book.
Well, self love can be a really serious topic.
Mm,
And I really wanted to bring fun to it.
yeah.
So there's plenty of important strategic things in the book, but
Mm,
there's also a lot of fun. And so there's the self love, that's important, and the shenanigans, which is the fun.
yes, absolutely.
And that's what's me.
Yeah, it is. If you guys are just meeting Trista here, I knew. Listen, I'm surprised that the whole damn internet hasn't shut down with both of us on this morning, because she's one of the people that I met that gets the vibes going early in the day. So we can get going.
That's right.
Jojo, good morning. By the way, also my fabulous co-host Ferran Dozier is out there in the audience this morning. He'll be joining me for that grief topic starting tomorrow evening. But Jojo said, agreed, you are love. And so it's hard not to love others, but we tend to criticize the self. So self-love does seem hard.
Yeah.
Even though it really is just a choice. Do you feel like, I have one more question for you real quick before we go to break, Trista? Do you feel like you've arrived at self-love and everything is great and wonderful with self-love from here on out? Or do you feel like it's more of a process?
Well, I mean, it's never over. It's always a process. In fact, the whole process of putting this book out, I've been reliving every chapter of the self-doubt, the imposter syndrome, etc. It's really not about that negative thought or that judgment or that feeling we have of being not good enough in that moment. It's about, what do we do next with it, and how quickly can we transform it? That's really the work. The work is getting that time between that self-deprecating thought, for example, to taking some gratitude and some moments to cheer yourself on and find something good and flip the switch. How long does it take to get that? And we want to get that down to as quickly as possible. And I will tell you, some days it's instant. And some days it takes me some time. Now, I'm happy to say that time is never a full day, but it's not always instant. And I think that it's because all that stuff never leaves us. And it's just a matter of, when can we switch from it's the truth to it's a habit, and what can we put in instead?
Yes. Do you hear the bell, people? Take note. Take note. Okay. That's exactly it. That's another thing that sort of, triggers me as I'm scrolling it when I see healed people this, unhealed people this. It's like, no, there's not, it's a moment to moment choice to choose what we're going to do with our energy, and how we're going to choose to show up in this world, right?
Yes, for sure.
I
There's
love it.
a video, there's a picture of two people sitting on a bus. One is on one side, one's on the other. The one on the left is looking at this craggly rock and he's very depressed. And the one on the right is looking out at this beautiful landscape and he's happy. And that is such a great visual to remind us that it is a choice. What are we focusing on?
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, you guys, listen, we're going to take a super quick break. 1 minute. We'll be right back after this to talk about our Social Joy Spotlight, birthdays, and what's coming up on the Breakthrough Show Network this week. And of course, more with Trista. We'll be right back. Don't forget, go to the comments. I want to hear everybody say, I woke up awesome. And we'll be right back after this. Don't go anywhere.
Breakthroughs are about more than you might think. They're about discovering who you are, digging deep, reaching to the core of your soul. They're about healing yourself, understanding your beliefs, creating a ripple effect. And it's not just those initial moments that matter. It's about using them to bring more joy into our own lives and the lives of others. It's about having fun, letting loose, enjoying every moment life has to offer. It's about finding a safe space. It's about creating connection. Join us each and every day for exclusive programming, special events, and a community to call home, where we invite you to explore, change the way you look at and live your life, and go beyond the breakthrough. So we ask you, are you ready? We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com.
Welcome back to Project Joy Live. It is Monday, February 12th, 2024, currently 9:24 a.m. Eastern Time, and we're here, and we all woke up awesome with Trista Polo this morning. So excited to have you back on the show. You need to be, I need to have some regular Trista in my life. We need to talk about some regular Trista, maybe we need to get on like a schedule.
Great. I'm in.
Self-love
bottle up that morning energy that I somehow have.
I know. Listen, if anybody ever needs a boost of energy, you could probably take a little Trista, a little Jessica, and you just
that's right,
burst out the atmosphere. I love it. I love it. So many good comments this morning. Thank you guys for tuning in here today, and joining us live. Denny is here this morning. Good to see you. She woke up awesome. And Teresa woke up awesome. She's feeling it. Woo woo. You know Teresa's feeling good when we get that little woo woo. Okay. Just a little woo woo happening. I put the link down below for Trista's book, which is releasing on Wednesday. Self-Love Shenanigans is coming out on Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day, that's a great day to do it, because it is great to acknowledge the love we have for other people. And also we can go deeper with that love if we love ourselves.
Absolutely. It's all about falling more deeply in love with yourself. I was like, it's not about Valentine's Day. I'm not saying you got to be alone. It's not that. It's just self-love is part of the love day. So I thought, what better day for it to come out than Valentine's Day?
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm super excited to get my copy. Do you have like an opportunity where I can have you like sign a copy for me? And
I could probably make that work for you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Okay. All right, you guys, it's time to go over our Social Joy Spotlight today. We're going to see what video Trista brought with her this morning. Social Joy Spotlight is where we share what amazing creators are doing all over these internets. And Trista brought this wonderful look into self-love this morning. So let's check it out.
Means self-absorbed.
Everything is just all about you.
Self-love means selfish.
Me. Do you ever get tired of just thinking about yourself?
A lot of people say that whenever self-love is mentioned.
How many bubble baths are you going to take? Self-love is just your excuse to spend more money, spa, pedicures, vacations, travel. Why can't you just admit that you're obsessed with yourself?
Who do you say I am? Before I started my self-love journey, it was all about me. It was all about my pain, my past, who hurt me, what I had went through. I couldn't even see anything around me. I couldn't see if my actions were hurting someone else. It was tunnel vision to my pain. Now that I've been on this journey, I'm self-aware. That's what self-love means to me, because when I heal self, I can be a better self for those who love me, how I show up in the world.
Travel so long to be where I am.
When you're on this journey, people will say that you are selfish. I've heard it so many times that I'm selfish for wanting to pursue self-love, wanting to heal things that have happened in my past. Now I understand that people aren't talking about the same self-love that I'm talking about. It's not all about me. It's bigger. I'm part of humanity, and how I show up, how I choose to treat myself is how I'm going to treat others, how I'm going to treat people in my life, how I'm going to treat my neighbor, how I'm going to treat the person who does something hurtful to me. Because I've been there. I've done that. I used to be like that, where I couldn't see anybody else's pain, and I'm more understanding and compassionate that everybody is on a journey.
Got to ignore people who tell you who you are.
Letting go of how people think about you is so liberating. It's the best feeling ever. How someone views me is just so unimportant, especially when I know that I'm being kind, when I know I'm being loving and forgiving and gentle with other people. If they have a problem with me, I know that those feelings they have are all about them. Self-love has taught me what I need to carry and what I don't need to carry. Some people may get me wrong. Some people might not understand my journey. Some people might not like what I'm doing, but they don't know the journey that I've been on.
So much behind the mirror, I start to see myself clearer. Been through a lot, yeah. Went through a lot, whoa.
So is self-love self-absorbed? It can be, but it also cannot be. And every journey is different. Are you self-aware? Are you aware of how you're showing up, how you're impacting those around you? Are you aware of how you're treating yourself? It's not about being better than anyone else. It's about being your best self. That doesn't mean you're selfish. That means you care and that you're aware and that you want to show up better and be the best version of yourself possible. We're all trying to figure this thing out called life. If you're on your journey and this speaks to you, spread this message.
Trying to smile me, trying to feel good me.
Oh my gosh. How perfect was that?
So spot on. I just love that. It showed up in my feed and I was like, thank you. This was, so great.
Yeah, I think you say her name, Anela, which I listen, if I'm saying that wrong, I am so sorry, but I went down a little rabbit hole this morning. I had never seen her before, and I'm kind of loving this, asking my guests to bring a little video because I'm being exposed to all of this incredible content. So thank you so much, Anela, for what you're putting out in the world. We need more of it. Your music is stunning. And I never thought about that, about self-love being simply about awareness. Like that's a bell moment as well.
Yes. I love what she says about the fact that we worry about what other people think of us. And really anything they're thinking about us is just about themselves. I was saying that, people don't think about you, but actually it's more nuanced than that. I think about you all the time. And when I'm in a low space, it's like how you're better than me, how I'm jealous of you, how you have things that I don't. I'm not thinking about you for you. I'm thinking about how what you're doing or who you are makes me feel about myself. It's still about me. And that's why your opinion of me is really none of my business, because it's not even really about me.
Yes, ma'am. Um, yes. And it's taken a long time. It has taken a long time. I don't want anybody out there this morning to feel like if you're not at that place yet where you can just brush off those thoughts that come that, or those opinions, those outside opinions that come in about you. I don't want you to feel less than,
For
because
sure.
it's taken me a really long time. And it's still like we talked about before, it's not an arrival place.
Yes.
There are still those comments that come in that are not, they don't feel good. They
Mm.
don't feel good. And I think it would be inhuman of us to just go, well, that didn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's, let's be real about it and say, that sucked.
Mhm.
That hurt, but I'm going to choose not to dwell in it. I'm going to let my self-love, all full of shenanigans that it is, rise up and be bigger than those
Yeah.
other comments, right?
I love that you're pointing it out. I don't want anybody to think that I've arrived somewhere. Like you said, I am on this journey too. And excuse me. And there are moments when it's harder than others. The work isn't about when you're having a great day. The work is about when stuff shows up to bring your energy or your self-worth belief down.
Right.
And then the work comes in. So, I might, if I have that moment where I'm like finding that I'm jealous of someone else or wishing I had or feeling less than someone, first I say, what is it about me? It's just something small that I really love. Something about me that I really love. Maybe it's something I get complimented on about a lot, or something that I did recently that I'm proud of. Could be really small. And then if I'm feeling strong, if that, got me a little raised up, then I'll say, well, what's something about that person that I really love? Could be something small. And that's what I mean when I say, like, it's what you do next. It's what you do in that next moment that really can make the difference.
Yeah. Absolutely. I love this so much. I'm so thankful that you came to share self-love with us today. All of that said, one of the great ways to share some love is to celebrate birthdays. So if you know anybody that has a birthday, please put it in the comments and let's do our birthday segment.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday. All right, everybody. Listen, today, he passed away in 1865, but today was Abraham Lincoln's birthday. Happy birthday, Abraham Lincoln. Actress Christina Ricci is 44 years old today. A lot of us knew her from back in the day, a minute ago. But she's really wonderful in the Wednesday series as well. Have you watched that on Netflix, Trista?
No, but I've heard
Oh my
amazing
gosh.
things about it.
It's so good. And now the second, I don't know when they announced a second season, but I'm not sure when it's coming out. I'm behind on the news at the moment. But she's fantastic in that. And it's really kind of cool to see the original Wednesday play a different character, which is fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
Arsenio Hall is 68 today.
Right? Isn't that what we used to do? Showing my age.
Right? Hello. It's okay. Also, the celebrities in my life, Mona Lashbrook had a birthday today, and also Amanda Trant that I went to school with. Happy birthday, Amanda. All of that said, it's time to get our birthday song on. Here we go. Happy birthday to you.
Oh, we're singing right now.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Abraham Lincoln, Christina Ricci, Arsenio Hall, Mona Lashbrook, and Amanda Tran. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to all those that are celebrating. We're just doing we're having a whole dance party behind
that was fun. I'm sorry. I just have to give a shout out and an apology for my dog. She has to sing along.
Yeah.
When we sing happy birthday, it's her job. So there it was.
I feel like your dog is my spirit animal. I just can't. We were talking about that on the Breakthrough Show on Friday with our premiere guest, Tawana Yvette. We're like walking musicals, and we just have to burst out in song no matter what. So I feel like you and your dog and I are on the same wavelength for sure.
For sure.
Michael McDonald's joining us this morning. Good morning, Michael. It's good to see you today. I saw you and your wife running yesterday. I'm sure there was a T-Rex chasing you, but congratulations on your last race. That will never get old for me. It just is what it is. Listen, I want to tell you what's coming up on the Breakthrough Show Network this week, and then we're going to tell you finally again where you can find Self-Love Shenanigans. On the next episode of Project Joy Live, I told you we're not going to be here Wednesday. I need one more button that goes womp womp womp. I need that button. It's going to come soon, I can tell. But coming up Friday on Project Joy Live, we have the amazing William Plonge joining us normally he's joining us from Ghana, Africa, but he's not there right now. He's in London. So he's world traveling, and he's going to join us on Friday talking about the joys of becoming a new parent. He's a brand new dad, and how he's getting his daughter involved in his business already, barely out of the womb, and she's getting involved in his company. So really excited about that. This morning, 9:55 a.m. If you're an entrepreneur, we have some virtual co-working happening in our community. You can take your phone right now and scan that little QR code there and join us in our virtual community. 9:55 a.m. It usually happens Mondays and Fridays. 2 hours of fabulous co-working time where we get stuff done. Who needs to get more stuff done? Me. Me. That's why I'm doing this. Coming up tomorrow, we have Brittany Floyd's Craft Circle. Bring your own craft in our virtual community and have some creative time with Sacred Hidden Secrets, Brittany Floyd. Be sure to tune into that. Then tomorrow, as I mentioned, tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, myself and my fabulous co-host, Ferran Dozier, are diving into grief. Episode 1 is going to be talking about defining grief. What does grief actually mean to each of us? What's the textbook definition? You know me as a homeschool mama. I'm bringing dictionary.com, and we'll talk about what it actually means to each of us. And then we're going to be diving even further over the next 4 episodes as well. So tune in for that. Coming up Friday, Behind the Music with Ray Coates on season 7, episode 2 of the Breakthrough Show. He's writing some amazing music these days, and we are premiering a brand new song on the Breakthrough Show. That's 1 p.m. Eastern Time on the Breakthrough Show this Friday. Trista, I love you so much. You are amazing. And I thank you for what you're putting out there in the world and encouraging us to lean into the being rather than the doing.
For sure. Exactly. I'm so glad to be here. It is so nice to see you. As I said at the beginning, right one-to-one instead of on the ethers and social media. This is beautiful. Yeah. It's wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely. I put the link down in the comments, you guys. It's also in the show notes. iwokeupawesome.com/self-love shenanigans. So make sure you guys check that out. It's coming on Wednesday.
Yes.
On Wednesday. Fall more deeply in love with yourself. It's an awesome journey to unleashing your confidence. I love this for you, Trista. This is like the perfect fit for you.
I'm excited. I'm excited. If you go to that website and you sign in at the beginning, or at the bottom, you'll get lots of good gifts that I've been giving out as a pre-launch. And then you'll also get the announcement with the link when it does go live. So that's a great place to get updates.
Who doesn't love presents?
Presents.
I love it. So exciting. So exciting. Mike said race season is starting back up. I'm planning over 50 races this year, which includes a run to home base at Fenway Park. That's wild.
Wow.
That's going to be fun. Let me know if you do the one at Ocean Beach again, and I'll come down there in my T-Rex. I really want to get one of those blow up T-Rex costumes. I really think that would be a welcome addition. If anybody would like to donate one.
I think it would look good on you, and I think you'd work it like nobody else. That sounds amazing.
It needs to happen. It needs to happen.
Button. I need a button for that.
You need buttons. Which one do we want to do? We got the bell. We got all kinds of buttons over here now. I thank you for everybody contributing to my mug collection and now my button collection. I appreciate you. Trista, thank you again for being here today and reminding us to love ourselves and that we woke up awesome and we wake up awesome every day.
Thank you so much.
Love it. Thank you guys for being here today. I appreciate you. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas. Watch us usually every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern time for Project Joy Live. And I want to remind you to make joy a priority in your life today and absolutely every day. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.